Good morning to everybody out there from Miss Sandy's class. Speaking to Alex and BJ, Joe, Leah, Lexi, Lindsay, and Tim. I hope you guys are having a wonderful spring. I thought I'd read a book to you. It's on your Epic website, but it's not a read aloud, so it needs to be read. I'm going to read it to you. It's about spring. All right, so sit back and relax for a few minutes. It's a nice little book all about the season that we're in. All right, so sit back and enjoy. I'm going to read to you. This book is called Seasons Spring by Anne Harrigan. All right, table of contents. What is spring? Plants in spring, animals in spring, people in spring. And we'll go to read right now. Okay. Spring is one of Earth's 4 seasons. Spring comes after winter. And you know what the temperature is. In winter, it's pretty cold. But in the spring, we get pretty things like this. And can you tell me what color that is? Right there, where that arrow is going up? If you said purple, you're right. And during spring, the sun rises a little earlier and sets a little bit later. Turn the page. Ah, look at that picture here, over here. You see the arrow. We have some really pretty flowers. Can you tell me what color they are? What color is that? If you said yellow, you're right. All right. Sun melts the snow. Water drips from icicles. And ice melts on lakes and ponds. So which picture, this one here or this one over here, which one is cold? Which one is cold? Which one shows cold? Here we have flowers and the sun. Here we have ice and the sun. If you said this one with the ice cold, you are right. So each day the sun climbs higher in the sky and warms the air and melts that ice. Ooh, look at that picture right there. That's could be scary, but don't be scared. Those are deep, dark blue thunderstorm clouds, and what you see here is lightning. Strong winds blow thunderstorms across the spring sky. Have you ever heard thunder? I actually heard thunder last night. We had a thunderstorm that went through, but I wasn't scared. I was in my house and just it woke me up, but I knew that I was safe in my house and that I was okay and nothing was going to bother me. It was just a loud rumbly noise. So if you ever hear thunder outside during a storm, don't be afraid. If you're inside, you're safe. Those heavy rains, though, they can soak the ground. And look at that pretty stuff right there. You remember what that's called? You probably have seen it every time you walk out on your lawn, and it's grass. And you know what color that is, right? If you say green, you're right. All right. So if you guys have your talkers, I usually ask you guys to say, turn the page. I'm going to turn the page. Oh, sunshine and rain help plants grow. Buds grow on trees and open into leaves. And over here we have some really pretty things on the trees. And you know what they are? They're not leaves. They are flowers. They're really pretty colored. Can you tell me what color that is? You could say red. If you said red, you're not wrong because there's some red in there and there's also some pink. So if you said red or pink, you're right. And over here on this side, we have some other flowers down in the grass. And if they may look familiar to you because I spoke to you the other day and I had picked these flowers from my lawn. They are dandelions. And see how they are a really pretty yellow color? And they really look neat compared to the sky, which is what color? color is that sky? That sky's blue, right? That's blue. That is right. And the grass changes color. Usually in the winter, it's a little more brown, but it changes from brown to green, and those dandelions pop up and they bloom. And I'm going to turn the page. Turn the page. Look at all those colors. Can you name some of those colors? They're all flowers, and I believe they're tulips. And they're really pretty colors. Can you name some of those colors? What about that one right there? What color's that? That's right, it's yellow. Here is another one. What's that one? That's right, that's red or pink. Here we have another one that's pink. Can you find purple on this page? A really pretty purple? Yeah, there's some here, and there's some up here. And don't forget the green. You see the green there? They're not flowers. Those are the leaves of the flowers. And usually in the spring, the stems poke up above the ground, and then the flowers start to bloom. And over here on this page, what we have is a farmer in a... Do you know what that's called down there? Do you know what this is? What's a farmer drive to plow the soil? This is dirt. And he's driving a tractor. And he's plowing up the dirt, and he's going to plant seeds. And seeds will turn into crops, maybe like corn or wheat. Those type of crops, maybe they're potatoes. I don't know. But he's going to grow them so that we can buy them and eat them. And I'm going to turn the page. Whoa, okay. Look at this animal here. You know what this animal is here. Miss Sandy had some stories early in the year, and we were talking about these creatures. Do you remember what they're called? Not the one here in the mouth. I'm talking about the big brown animal in the water. He's a bear. Do you remember we had a contest about the fattest bear? Well, this one might be the one that won the fattest bear contest because he eats a lot of these creatures right here. You see that creature right there? Can you remember what that creature is called that he's got in his mouth? The bear's got in his mouth? If you say it's a fish, you're right. Well, bears usually sleep, and spring wakes up animals like bears that hibernate all winter. That means they sleep all winter. And hungry bears crawl out of their dens to find food like fish. Guess what else comes out in the springtime? And you might have heard some of them. I have heard some out my window in the warm nights. They're just starting to come out and go in the ponds because they live there. Frogs. They swim up from the muddy bottom of the ponds. And also, snakes leave their winter shelters. But that's a really neat looking frog. Do you like his eyes? See his eyes right there? His eyes are poking up from the water. He's got a nice smile, and he's just swimming around the little weeds in the pond. Turn the page. You know what other animals you see in the spring, and you see them up in the sky. What kind of animal is up in the sky? Well, they're birds. Other animals, like birds, migrate in the spring, and migrate means they go back and forth to different places. Birds fly north to build their nests and lay their eggs because now it's a little warmer up in our area. And also, whales. See that big, that's really big. He doesn't look big here, but if we were swimming with him, we'd just be a little tiny thing. And that gentle whale would just swim around with us. And they swim up north to be in the colder water because they love the cold. Turn the page. Oh, what is that animal called? Do you know what that animal's called? Oh, that's a little deer. That's a fawn, a baby deer. And he has little speckles on his back. And you know what color he is? I would say he is brown. He's a brown deer, or it could be a she. So animals like the deer's mom give birth to them in the spring. And deers have fawns, and sheep have lambs, and they're little baby sheep. Also, ducklings are born. They're hatched from these. Do you know what that's called? You've probably seen them before when we cook. I think we've cracked a few of them in class. They are eggs. So ducklings and tadpoles also, which are baby frogs, they all hatch from eggs. And this all happens in the springtime. Remember, we're talking about springtime. Also, here's some people outside having a great time. Spring days are good for flying a kite, playing baseball, or planting a garden. And here we have 3 people playing baseball. The girl is going to swing the bat, the boy is throwing the ball, and the man is catching it. You do that kind of thing in gym. Next time we have gym, maybe we'll be playing some kind of catch. Now, spring days, they grow warmer and warmer, and soon it becomes the next season, which is, do you know what comes after spring? If you said summer, you're right. So summer is next, but we're in the middle of spring. The plants are getting their leaves, and it's getting warmer outside, and things are starting to grow and enjoy the warmer weather. And so there are a few words that I talked about here for the glossary. That means the words. We have bloom, which means when a flower grows and opens. We have ducklings, and they're just baby ducks. Hibernate means to spend the winter in a deep sleep. Migrate means to move from one place to another, which is what a lot of animals do in the spring and the fall. Plow is to farm the soil, and a farmer's plow they plow to prepare for planting seeds. Season is one of the 4 parts of the year. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what are they? Spring is one of them. So we have spring, then summer, then fall, and then winter. And then it starts all over again, spring, summer, fall, winter, over and over every year. We are in the spring now. Stem, and that is the part of a plant that has leaves and flowers grow from the stem. Tadpole is a very young frog or toad. And that is the end of our